I have with the senior staff, if I bring up 360 assessments, they turn their nose and turn around and walk away. I happen to believe it's the single most important next step they could do to build their leaders. However, they've got past experience that was painful. They got past experience that didn't work well. They got past experience with 360s that led to retribution and second guessing and things being seen as less than anonymous. And because of that pain, years ago, I might add, I can't get them to reconsider that because it wasn't done well. It was done as an event. It wasn't done successfully. If we're going to do feedback and benchmarking, people like you and me that are able to give that feedback, that are able to interpret that feedback in a way that will be most helpful for that leader, that part needs to be part of your process. So I'm a big fan of feedback and benchmarking, whatever it looks like, whether it looks like 360, whether it looks like feedback circles, whether it looks like whatever it looks like. But people need to know how they're doing. They need to self-assess, and they need to get feedback from others, especially in a leadership role. How am I impacting those I'm leading? Is it working or not? What could I do different or better? Got to be a part of the process. The next thing is we need to have consistent selection. I talked earlier about having a broader view. I think we need to have selection for these programs. And I recognize that oftentimes there are budgetary considerations, and maybe we can't from a budgetary perspective or from a logistical perspective put everybody or get everybody involved in these programs at one time. But the reality is the selection needs to be done in a consistent way that needs to pass the bulletin board test. Do we have criteria that we're using that lead to who gets involved and when? And are we applying that criteria rigorously, and are we letting people know what those criteria are so it doesn't look like the good old boys, good old girls network, or the people that only work in the home office get